Right. So in this lecture, what is it we are going to do is we will continue from where we have left off in Newton's laws of motion. So in Newton's laws of motion, we were doing in the string block systems or pulley block systems, and we were calculating acceleration and tension in the string for connected blocks. Now in today's lecture, we will discuss some interesting examples, and after I discuss these examples, what is that I am going to do is I am going to introduce constraint relations with these examples. Okay, so now let us say, okay, for this lecture I will just keep as heading as why to study constraint relations. Okay, why to study constraint relations, I will tell you. Now let us say you have a pulley, it is massless. Inside this pulley there is a block of mass m2, there is a block of mass m1. Now let us say this is accelerating upwards with some acceleration a like this. Now what is my target, I will tell you. Okay, what is my target is find tension in string, second acceleration of block 1, acceleration of block 2 with respect to ground. Okay, so that is your target. Now probably this is some lift. Now here, okay, if you are trying to do answer to this question, you can do it in two ways. Okay, one is with respect to ground frame, we will do the equation first. So with respect to ground frame, if you are trying to write the equations, now if some person is standing on the ground, okay, now here with respect to person inside, if somebody is standing inside this block, if m1 is greater than m2, this comes down with a relative and this goes up with a relative. Okay, for the person inside, this is a single string. As I have told you, if you have a single string, okay, connected bodies will have, okay, provided the pulley is at rest. If this pulley is at rest, how much this block is coming down, this block is going up by same amount with respect to lift. But with respect to ground, it is not the case. How much this is coming down, this is not going up by that much. Okay, with respect to ground, if m1 is coming some x distance, m2 is not going up by x with respect to ground. But with respect to lift, for the person inside lift, if this comes down by y, this goes up by y. To the person inside, this block and this block will have same displacement, same velocity, same acceleration. But with respect to ground frame, okay, m1 and m2, okay, with respect to ground frame, m1 and m2 will not have, okay, same, okay, will not have same displacement, velocity, acceleration. It is different. Okay, why? Because if the lift is like, if this block is going upwards, for example, if this is some block m1, now if the lift is going up, in reality if it is going some value, so with respect to this it is moving, right? Like how you have a train, if some chai wala is going inside the train and train is also going, now with respect to ground, your resultant velocity of this person is velocity of train plus relative velocity. Okay, so here my point is your displacement m1 and m2 with respect to ground frame, okay, will not have same displacement, same velocity, same acceleration. Why? Because while these blocks are moving simultaneously, what is actually moving? Your lift is actually moving. So now here my point is m1 and m2 will not have same displacement, velocity and acceleration. Okay, right? So now keep this idea in mind. Okay, so now this is what you have. Now here if you take the situation, okay, if you take the situation, if you are looking at m1, okay, I will discuss, I have told you this in relative motion chapter also. So your acceleration with respect to ground is acceleration relative to moving frame plus acceleration of moving frame. Okay, right? Acceleration with respect to ground is acceleration relative to moving frame plus acceleration of moving frame. That means what is it? Okay, so I mean I have explained this with velocity. Okay, in relative velocity chapter I have explained it. Velocity with respect to ground is velocity relative to moving frame plus velocity of moving frame. So here your acceleration of 1 is, okay, a1 bar is lift acceleration of acceleration relative plus acceleration of lift. Okay, acceleration a1 is acceleration relative to lift plus acceleration of lift, acceleration relative to moving frame plus acceleration of moving frame. So this will give you what? Okay, here this will give you what is the value means your relative velocity is downwards, it is coming down. Okay, so it is coming down means it is minus a relative j cap. Okay, minus a relative j cap plus acceleration of lift, it is upwards, so it is aj cap. So your acceleration of block 1 is this much. So your a1 bar is a minus a relative times j cap. So indirectly, okay, what I want you to understand is I have written plus j cap. Okay, so even though for the person inside the lift m1 is coming down, with respect to ground, if the lift is going upwards, obviously your m1 also will go upwards only, it will not come downwards. Getting my point? With respect to person inside the lift, m1 comes down and m2 goes up. But with respect to person on the ground, if the lift is going up, a block inside the lift also will automatically go up. Okay, hope you are understanding my point very clearly and there are no doubts. Okay, alright. So now here your a1 is how much means a minus a relative. So your acceleration of first block is this much. Now if you try to write free body FBD equation, so what is your FBD equation? So if you take this as m1 for example, okay, m1 on m1 what are the forces that you have? Tension T, okay, because you have same thread, gravitational force mg, okay, right? So now from this what is the conclusion that I can make? m1 goes upwards. So I have to write upward force minus mg is equal to ma. So this will become T minus m1g is equal to m1 times what is a1? A minus a relative, acceleration of lift minus relative acceleration. So this is your equation number 1. Okay, keep this in mind and look, I hope you don't have any doubts. Okay, getting my point? So now what is that I am doing? I am calculating acceleration with respect to ground, acceleration of 2 with respect to ground, and let us say I am also asking you relative acceleration. Relative acceleration means acceleration with respect to lift. So with respect to lift, as I have told you, blocks will have only one acceleration. Okay, m1 will go downwards, m2 will come upwards, but with respect to ground it is different. Okay, so now next, coming to the second part, okay, this is FBD of m1. Okay, for this I will keep the heading as FBD of m1. Next, your second part is your FBD of m2. Okay, your second part is FBD of m2. So now your acceleration of 2, a2 bar is, okay, acceleration of 2 with respect to lift, that is relative acceleration plus acceleration of lift. So A relative of 2 is going upwards. So I'll just simply, A relative is upwards plus acceleration also, both of these are along J cap, that is they are upwards only. Okay, so now your acceleration of 2 is A relative plus A. So if I try to draw FBD of 2, I have T upwards, M2G downwards and A2 upwards. So what is my equation? T minus M2G is equal to M2 times, what is A2? A2 is A plus A relative. Okay, hope you have understood this. Now solve these two equations. Get A relative value in terms of A, get the value of T. Okay, this is your first method. Okay, you can also give A relative also. Okay, come on, try this. To appreciate the, I'll give you one more method to solve the same question. But to check whether I am explaining correctly or not, you need to verify it. Okay, you should not bluntly accept. If somebody is teaching something, you should not bluntly accept it. Okay, you should check the correctness of the results. Okay. And if you feel while I am teaching something in any of my lectures, if you feel something is controversial with your coaching center's teacher or something, just type in the comments. Whenever I am free, I'll just have a look into it and then I'll try to rectify your idea, and if from my side if there is something wrong, I'll correct it. Okay, I'll try to re-upload the lecture and edit the content that has actually gone wrong. So after all, we are human beings. Mostly I'll not do errors, but rarely. Okay, out of 100 lectures, some maybe few lectures, hardly some 5 lectures, somewhere in 5 lectures some slight calculation mistakes could be there. Okay, if at all if I do, I will not do conceptual mistakes, I will do only calculation mistakes. So right now I don't have students in front of me to check the values, so if they have, even that will not creep in. Anyhow, come on. So check the correctness of these results, give the values. Okay, so I am erasing this part. So what is that we are getting? A relative will cancel off. So T minus M1G is equal to M1 times A minus A relative, and T minus M2G is equal to M2 times A plus A relative. Add these two, plus A relative minus A relative will cancel off. Okay. So in this case, T minus M1 plus M2 into G is equal to M1 plus I think it's better we need to subtract to get the value of T, A relative first, and then you need to substitute it back. Okay, so if you subtract it, minus plus minus plus T minus T will cancel off. M2 minus M1 into G is equal to it is, if you are doing it correctly, it is M1 minus M2 into A minus M1 plus M2 into A relative. I have taken A common out of the first term, and second term both are negative, so you will get A relative from here. So your A relative is M1 minus M2 times A minus wait, this side it is M2 minus M1, this side it is M1 minus M2. So first we need to bring the terms to same side. So if I do that, M1 plus M2 times A relative on one side, that will give you, okay, that if it comes to this side, then that will become M1 minus M2 times A plus G. Okay, so from here your A relative is m1 minus m2 by m1 plus m2 times a plus g, I suppose. Okay, check whether this is correct or not. Okay, right. So this is your final answer. Okay, so substitute this a relative into this equation to get the value of t, and your a1 is a minus a minus a relative, and a2 is a plus a relative. Okay, so these values if you substitute back, you will get the answer. Okay, now in certain questions what they will do is they will connect a spring balance here. Okay, so if they connect the spring balance and if they ask you what is the reading, so what is that you are supposed to do? On this thread or rope you will have T and T downwards, and if it is massless pulley, 2T tension will act. Okay, if it is massless pulley, net force is supposed to be 0. Okay, that spring will have some kx force. That kx is nothing but your kx minus 2T is equal to 0. Your spring balance will show. Okay, your spring balance shows 2T if there is a pulley here. Okay, you calculate the tension by doing all this calculation and it will show the 2T value. Okay, hope there are no doubts and you have understood everything. Okay, alright. Now next, second method. Okay, do the same with respect to lift reference frame. Okay, try to do the answer with respect to lift reference frame. Come on, try it. I will help you out. Give it a try. Now for some students I am telling you, especially BPC people, you may not like this content in this much detail, but in the starting if you don't try to concentrate on these parts, in the later rotational dynamics such kind of chapters you will struggle later. Okay, and this is before this topic I have uploaded a video and I have stopped in between around 1.5 months or so. I did not upload any lecture on Newton's laws of motion. I am continuing this part from that lecture, and that in that lecture I got first dislike. Okay, I am not worried about likes and dislikes, but I am just trying to clarify. Okay, these concepts, if you feel that they are advanced, no, they are not. Okay, if something is advanced, I will do that advanced lecture separately, but if I am doing it now, trust me, in the worst case scenario, the way I am doing, the idea that I am presenting is important. Okay, at least that much you must know to score some good rank in IIT JEE or NEET. Okay, in the mains, advanced and NEET, if you want to score good rank below 1000, such kind of stuff, okay, 2-digit ranks and 3-digit ranks if you are expecting, do not skip any of these things. My advice is that. Okay, how much I tell, still people will do that, especially BPC people. They'll really create lot of trouble, but trust me, I am telling you, this is there and this is required. Okay, just simply because some person is giving Atwood's machine acceleration is m2 minus m1 into g by m1 plus m2, if you just mug it up, then you are doomed. Obviously you will suffer later. Okay, the standard of NEET paper has raised a lot. Okay, so if you are just imagining that, okay, the paper will be easy and I will just score, no, it will not happen and you will not score. Trust me, that is going to happen, and especially that NEET people who are preparing for NEET, they often do that. But my request is, if you are sincere, please do not do it. Okay, watch the video once again. If you do not follow something from that particular whatever part you are not able to understand or you are not comfortable. Okay, so everything goes in a sequence. If I am doing Newton's laws of motion, if you watch my 6th lecture without watching first and second, obviously you will struggle. Okay, so do not do that. You have to learn the subject in sequence. Okay, now coming back to this relative acceleration. So this lift reference frame is accelerating reference frame. Okay, so with respect to lift, okay, with respect to lift reference frame is accelerating reference frame. Okay, so in accelerating reference frame, what is it you are supposed to do? We have to keep pseudo force. Okay, your pseudo force is Okay, your pseudo force is with respect to ground frame, we will not keep pseudo force. Only with respect to accelerating reference frame, if we are writing equations, we have to keep the pseudo force. Your pseudo force is mass times acceleration of reference frame in reverse direction. So now my point is, okay, right? So this we have to do it. Keep this in mind. Next, both blocks will have same magnitude of acceleration. For person inside the lift, both blocks will have same magnitude of acceleration. Okay, so if this is coming down, this will go up, but they will have same acceleration, displacement and velocity. Okay, with respect to lift means for person who is watching from inside the lift. Okay, right? Now next, let us come back. So if you are trying to calculate the relative acceleration, so on M1 you have tension T upwards, gravitational force M1G downwards, and pseudo force is M1 into, okay, A. Okay, it is downwards, and your relative acceleration is this way. Okay, so what is this? This is your FBD of M1. Okay, right, with respect to lift. Next, FBD of M2 with respect to lift, you can mark it. So coming to this part, equation is T minus, because it is coming downwards, downward force minus upward force you have to write. M1A plus M1G minus T is equal to M1 into A relative. Okay, so why? Because with respect to lift this is coming downwards, so I have to write downward force minus upward force is equal to mass times acceleration. So from here you can rearrange it and write it as T minus M1G is equal to M1 into A minus A relative. Okay, this we have got in the previous thing also, but here this is the equation. Okay, same equation you will get it, nothing will change. Okay, extra part is your pseudo force. You have to keep pseudo force whenever you are in accelerating reference frame. Next, coming to FBD of M2. Okay, on M2 you will have T this way, M2G downwards, pseudo force is M2 times A, and it is going upwards with A relative. Okay, so with respect to person inside the lift, M2 goes upwards. So now what is your equation? T minus M2G minus M2A is equal to M2 into A relative. So T minus M2G is equal to M2 times A plus A relative. Okay, so in the second lecture or somewhere, apparent weight I have discussed very clearly. If you change the reference frame, okay, nothing will change. You will get same equations and same solution. Okay, so we have got same equations. Okay, you can solve for A relative and tension T. Okay, so like this you are supposed to do the questions. Okay, hope there are no doubts and you have understood everything. Okay, now in the exam what they will do? They will give some 2 kg block and 3 kg block, and they will say that lift is going upwards with 2 meter per second square, give acceleration of this and this, they will ask. So if you are asked that way, what is it you are supposed to do? You are supposed to do this approach. Okay, any one method you do it, that is of your choice, but for understanding, enhancing the understanding sake, I have explained in this much detail. Okay, so please do not worry at all. Okay, it is easy. Just simply what is there? You are supposed to solve 2 equations, that's all. Rest is all physics. Physics is just simply marking FBD diagrams, that's all. This is maths. Many people will not be able to solve these equations. Okay, so how to solve 2 variable equations I have explained, and I uploaded even a lecture on that. So please do watch it if you are struggling. MPC people, they will not be an issue, but BPC people, you just watch that video. Okay, now let us come back. Now why did I give this question? Okay, I will tell you. Now I want to do a question which consists of, so far you have seen only one pulley in one question. Now what I will do is, I will pick a question such that you have multiple pulleys. Okay, the arrangement of pulleys I need to take care. So it is basically a question from H.C. Verma. So let me search where the book is. You have it? Give it. It is volume 2 is there with me. Alright, I'll get it. Please move. Yeah. So the question is this. One kg, 2 kg, 3 kg. Yeah. So 1 kg, attached to this there is a pulley, there is 2 kg block here, there is 3 kg block like this. What is your question is, find A1, A2, A3. That means what is the acceleration of each block, massless pulleys. This is your actual question. Okay, now previously you only have 2 blocks. But now what is happening? You have 3 blocks. Okay, so simply directly you cannot write same equations, like you cannot just simply mark T and T here and say 2T, 2T, something like that and directly give the answer. Here each block will have its own acceleration. For this block some A1 will be there, for this block some A2, for this block A3. All the 3 blocks will not have same acceleration. Okay, please do not assume that this 2 kg and 3 kg will have same acceleration and this 1 kg and look, 1 kg and pulley will have same acceleration. Okay, 1 kg and pulley will have same acceleration, but 2 kg and 3 kg will not have same acceleration, and pulley's acceleration is different from these 2 blocks acceleration. Okay, all are different. Okay, if I only have a simple Atwood's machine like this, this is M1, this is M2, and if I connect it to the ceiling, if this is coming down, this is going up. Here if this is some A relative, this is also some A relative. With A relative it is going up, with A relative it is coming up. But I mean if it is some inside lift, if it is from ground, both will have same A1 and A2. But now here you have 3 blocks. So while this is coming down, this is going up with respect to this block. If somebody is standing on this block, this will go up, but with respect to person on ground, what is happening? If somebody is standing on the ground here, okay, this pulley if it is coming down, okay, if I keep kind of box here, okay, right, this system assuming that it is in some kind of lift, for example, this pulley it is coming down, indirectly that means that lift is coming down. Okay, so with respect to person inside, this will have A relative downwards, this will be A relative upwards, but this is what with respect to this lift. Okay, right, but with respect to ground, this will have different acceleration, this will have different acceleration, this will have different acceleration. Okay, so just simply drawing a BD for each of these blocks will not give the answer to you at all. Okay, so we need something extra called constraint relations to solve this easily, but first I will show it how to calculate in basic approach, and then why we are doing this many steps, how can we actually do it in a simpler way. I will show it to you now. Okay, hope you are getting my point. Okay, so here this white color part I have drawn it, it is not in the question. Okay, you just simply have 1 kg, 2 kg, 3 kg. Now this 1 kg block, if it is going upwards, this pulley will automatically come downwards. Okay, so now this acceleration, if I mark it as A1, then this pulley will or lift, okay, this pulley or lift will have same acceleration of A1 only. Okay, why? Because if you observe carefully, if this goes up by some displacement of x1 or some x, then this point or this pulley also will come down by same amount of displacement. So this 1 kg and pulley will have same displacement. So indirectly this is indirectly equivalent to a lift which is moving downwards with A1. So now observe carefully, what is acceleration of 2 kg means, if the pulley is coming downwards, this 2 kg also will come downwards, right? So with respect to ground, let me be very clear, with respect to ground, okay, A1 goes up, okay, with respect to ground A1 goes up, okay. Next, A2 moves with, A2 comes down, right? What did I tell you? Previous example, acceleration of 2 is what? Acceleration of 2 with respect to lift plus acceleration of lift, right? Your A2 is acceleration of 2 relative to lift plus acceleration of lift, vectorial addition, okay. So now here it will come with, this is coming downwards, this is going upwards, so it will become A1 minus A relative, okay. A2 is coming downwards with what value means A1 minus A relative, okay. From where I am writing acceleration relative to lift, it is plus A relative j cap, acceleration of lift it is minus A1 j cap. So if you keep a minus sign, because overall it is coming downwards, I have to write minus of A1 minus A relative times j cap, overall it is coming downwards, okay, right. Next, similarly your A3 comes down with A1 plus A relative, okay. A1 goes up, A2 and A3 they will move with this acceleration, okay. Hope there are no doubts. How is that I am getting A3? A3 is acceleration relative to lift plus acceleration of lift. Acceleration of lift is downwards, so it is minus A1 j cap. Acceleration relative to lift is already minus A relative j cap. So this is minus of A relative plus A j cap. So to indicate that it is coming downwards, I am just simply writing A1 plus A relative, okay. Hope there are no doubts and you have understood everything, okay, right. Please do focus on these ideas, okay. So now let us try to simplify it further. I am erasing this equation. So if I do that, now your problem solving is easy, it's not tough at all, okay. How I will tell you. So first let's mark the tension part as well. So now here if it is, for example here if it is T, on this pulley T, this side if the pulley is massless, net force is supposed to be 0, okay. If you write on pulley, okay, in constraint relations I want to explain this, but I will tell you for now. If you take a pulley, it is massless, if it is T and T this way, in top string if it is some T dash, if you write net force is equal to mass times acceleration, this is 0. If m is 0, net force is automatically 0. So T dash minus 2T is equal to 0, T dash is equal to 2T. So indirectly I can mark 2T here, okay. So what we are doing is called free body diagram approach. So do not write directly the equations here, you have to separate it, because I don't have much sufficient space. I am marking 2T this way, but it's a bad idea, okay. Please do not do it. Draw FBD for each separately, okay. Don't mix, don't make everything clumsy, okay. So everywhere in the top string you have a tension of 2T. In the second string that you have here, everywhere you have a tension of T. Now next thing is we need to solve this equation, okay. So hope you have understood this. Now we will write the equations for each part. So now with respect to ground, okay, so let us start with 1 kg block. On 1 kg block you have 2T upwards, 1 into G downwards, it is going upwards with acceleration of A1. So what is your equation for FBD of 1 kg? If you take what is your equation? Okay, 2t minus g is equal to 1 times a1. Okay, right, 2t minus g is equal to 1 into a1. Next, for 2 kg block, overall it is coming downwards, 2g is downwards, tension T is upwards. Okay, so it is coming down with A2, but what is A2? A2 is A1 minus A relative. So what is the equation here? So 2g minus T is equal to 2 times, it is A1 minus A relative. Okay, next, take FBD of 3 kg. Let me check whether it is visible, the corner part in the screen or not. Okay, so okay, just hold on. Hello? బుక్ స్టాల్ నేను క్లాస్లో ఉన్నా, నేను తర్వాత మాట్లాడతాను. బుక్ స్టాల్, రైట్. సో నౌ హియర్ ఇఫ్ యూ టేక్ ది 3 kg block, okay, for 3 kg block 3g is downwards, tension T is upwards. So what is your equation here? 3g minus T is equal to 3 times, it is A1 plus A relative. Okay, because this block is coming downwards, okay, I am writing downward force minus upward force. Now how many equations you have? 3 equations. How many unknowns are there? 3. What are the unknowns? A relative, T, A1. Okay, 3 equations and 3 unknowns. To solve 2 unknowns you need 2 equations. To solve 3 unknowns you need 3 equations. Come on, solve these equations. Okay, copy this thing down and solve these equations and give the answers. If you are doing it correctly, you will get correct answers. Many people will struggle in this part. So first, out of these two, let us eliminate A relative. How can I do that? Yeah, 2g minus T by 2, I can write it as A1 minus A relative here. 3g minus T by 3, I can write it as A1 plus A relative. Add these two equations. If I do that, 2g minus T by 2 plus A relative minus A relative will cancel off. 3g minus T by 3 is equal to A1 plus A1, it is 2A1. Okay, so now further we need to add. Okay, so A1 plus A1, it is 2A1. So 3 2s are 60 minus 3t plus 2 3s are 60 minus 2t whole divided by 6 is equal to 2 times A1. What did I do? 3 times this, 2 times this. Further you simplify. 6 2s are 12a. So 6g plus 6g 12g. 12g minus 3 plus 2 it is 5t. That is equal to 6 2s are 12a1. Okay, check the calculation please. Right, I will multiply this equation. Now I need to solve this equation. Okay, from these two equations I have derived or simplified into this format. Okay, these two are same. Now I will try to solve this equation and that equation. So if I multiply with 12, directly I will get T, I suppose. So 12 2s are 24. I am multiplying with 12. Multiply by 12. Okay, for neat people's sake I am doing this multiplication. So 12 2s are 24 minus 12 1s are 12, that is equal to 12a1. And this equation if you take it, 12g minus 5t is equal to 12 times a1. Subtract these two, minus plus minus plus 12 minus 12 will cancel off. So how much you are getting? 24 plus 5 it is 29. 29t is equal to 24g. Okay, 12 plus 12 it is 24. So your t is 24g by 29. Okay, you have got tension T. Okay, now from this you are supposed to give A1 value first. So your A1 value is, substitute this back, 24 into oh god, no, we will substitute this into this equation. 2t 48g by, okay, I am substituting t into this equation. 48g by 29 minus g is equal to a1. 48 minus 29, how much it is? 18 minus 19, it is around 17g by 29 is equal to a1. Yes, it is correct. Your a1 value is 17g by 29. Okay, g value is of course 10. Okay, so 17, sorry, 18 minus 19, 9, it is 19 I suppose. Check 48 minus 29. Yeah, 48, 29, 18 minus 9, 9, 3 minus, yeah, it is 19g by 29. Okay, right. So 19g by 29 is a1 acceleration. A2 is, substitute this a1 into this equation to get, we know the value of t, we know the value of a1, get a relative from these equations. Okay, so once you get a relative, a2, a3, everything you can give. Okay, so your final answer will be, okay, for this part I will write it in pink color. You will get 19g by 29 here. Take this a1 and t, substitute in this, get a relative, and your a1 minus a relative value is 17g by 29. 17g by 29. You will get 21g by 29. For this part it is 21g by 29. Okay, so these are the answers that you are supposed to get. Okay, now I have given just simply 2 pulleys only. If I just simply give 2 pulleys itself, okay, you are doing this much calculation. Now what if I give you 3 pulleys, 4 pulleys, 5 pulleys, like that? Okay, if I increase the number of pulleys, automatically my calculation will become more hectic. Okay, it's not so easy to calculate this entire stuff. Okay, if I increase the number of pulleys, automatically more number of calculations will come. So this is where you will have the idea of constraint relations. Okay, here constraint relations will come into picture, and that constraint relations will actually help you out in solving the questions. Okay, so how to solve using constraint relations I will tell you. Okay, so why we are studying constraint relations I have told you, no, so I will show it. Okay, so here to the same question, instead of doing this entire stuff, what else can be done? Okay, I have assumed that there is some kind of lift, and if the lift is moving in that manner, I have tried to convince you, but it is kind of lengthy, right? Now how to do the answer directly and simply, I will show it to you. Okay, so now you have the pulley here. Attached to this you have 1 kg block. Attached to this pulley you have 2 kg block. Attached to this there is 3 kg block, like this. Now first step itself, assume that acceleration of this is a1. Now obviously if this is going upwards, this thing comes down. Let us say acceleration of this is a2 and acceleration of this is some a3 with respect to ground directly. Okay, right? Same question I am signifying, I mean, why do actually we need constraint relations? Okay, so here if you try to mark free body diagram, as I have told you, if you take t here, t in this string, if it is t, here it is automatically 2t everywhere. At the pulley it is 2t, 2t, 2t. So now if you take FBD of each block, so first let us start with FBD of 1 kg. Okay, now on 1 kg block you have 2t, 1 into g downwards. Okay, acceleration of this is a1 upwards. Okay, so what is your equation? 2t minus g is equal to 1 times a1. This is your equation. Okay, equation number 1. Next, second equation, FBD of 2 kg block. So if you take 2 kg block, how do you know that, sir, 2 kg is only coming downwards? Means I have guessed it. But if you do not know the answer and if you have assumed A2 is upwards, then if you do the calculation assuming that it is upwards, if you are getting the answer, then your answer magnitude is correct but direction is reverse. That's all. You will get the answer with a negative sign. If you are taking it reverse, instead of down, if you take it upwards, you will get same answer but you will get with a minus sign. So don't get terrified. I am just assuming that 2 kg is coming downwards. You just assume it. Maths will take care. If you are getting positive answer, your assumed direction is correct. If you are getting negative answer, your assumed direction is reverse but magnitude is correct. So here on the 2 kg block, what is that you have? 2g downwards, tension T upwards, A2 acceleration downwards. Okay, so what is your equation? 2g minus T is equal to 2 times A2. Okay, right? Next, FBD of 3 kg block if you take. Okay, so on 3 kg block you have 3g downwards, tension T upwards, acceleration A3 downwards. So 3g minus T is equal to 3 times A3. Okay, so now what are your unknowns? T, A1, A2, A3. Now how many equations do we have? Only 3 equations. We have only 3 equations. Now even if 10 pulleys come, you can do the answer simply, but your constraint relations, it gives an equation connecting A1, A2, A3. So here what is that equation? I will write. Okay, what is that is your work done by tension on the, I will elaborate it. For now just take it as information. Okay, so your work done by tension on, this is kind of shortcut. Work done by tension on blocks is equal to 0. So your work is actually force dot product with displacement. So if they are in same direction, force into displacement. If they are in opposite direction, you have to write force negative sign. So here if you assume this displacement as x1, this displacement as x2, this displacement as x3, we'll get, okay, plus 2t into x1 because force and displacement both are in same direction, minus t times x2 minus t times x3 is equal to 0 because tension and displacement are in opposite direction. Take t out of this equation. 2x1 minus x2 minus x3 is equal to 0. This will give you relation between displacements. Okay, right? If you differentiate this, you will get velocity. 2v1 minus v2 minus v3 is equal to 0. You differentiate once again, you will get relation between acceleration. So 2a1 minus a2 minus a3 is equal to 0. So that will give you the relation between a1 and a3. Okay, sorry, this equation you will get it. Now you have 4 equations and 4 unknowns. You can solve it directly. Even if 10 pulleys come, you can follow this method and do the answers easily. Okay, so now if you want to check whether this is correct or not, solve these equations. Okay, you have to solve all these 4 equations to get the answers. Okay, so I will help you out later, don't worry, but you just do this. Okay, you try it. I need space. I will show you how to calculate. Okay, for BPC people's sake, I mean those who are from medicine background, those who are preparing for NEET, for those people's sake I need to do this. I am erasing it. Okay, so that is why I have told you, learn basic maths properly, then physics will become easy. If you don't learn maths, you will struggle a lot. Okay, so you have got relation between A1, A2 and A3. So come on, I am erasing this. Take screenshot, copy it, pause the video clip, do something. Okay, so now you have got relations here. You have got 4 equations and 4 unknowns. You need to solve it. Okay, This method is appearing lengthy only because of this. But if you have more number of pulleys, trust me, you will start scratching your head without knowing what to do. Okay, so for that for that purpose I am doing this. Now A2 and A3 is here. So A2 plus A3 is 2A1, right? A2 plus A3 is 2A1 from this equation. So I will write that A2 plus A3 is 2A1. Okay, keep that aside. I will erase this. So I am erasing it. Okay, now first out of these two you can eliminate T and you can give relation between A2 and A3, right? So if I do that, this equation, if I bring it, 2G minus T is equal to 2 times A2. So eliminate T, minus plus minus, 3G minus 2G is G, plus T minus T will cancel off. So G is equal to 3A3 minus 2A2. Okay, right? Now you have got relation between A2 and A3. Now next, what else can be done? You have three equations. A3 A2 relation is known to you.
Second దాంట్లో 2A2 ఉంది కదా, ఆ 2 కింద పంపితే A2 వచ్చింది, ఆ 3 కింద పంపితే A3 వచ్చింది. రెండింటి సమ్ ఇక్కడ 2 టైమ్స్ చేస్తుంది.
Yeah, it is better. Okay, according to what? So from here 2G minus 2 by 2 is A2. From here 3G minus T by 3 is A3. Okay, this method is better, I suppose. Okay, so practice. Okay, this is better. So A2 and A3, if you add up, okay, you add these two. Okay, so that will give you 2G minus T by 2 is equal to plus 3G minus T by 3 is, okay, A2 plus A3, right, which is 2A1. Okay, if you add these two equations, if you add it, okay, so it is 2A1. Now from here you already got 2T minus G equal to A1, so let us simplify that. Okay, so don't get confused. This is your step 1, deriving this relation from constraint relations. Okay, FBD everything, constraint relations. Step 2 is this part I will simplify. Okay, so I will equate it to 2A1, 2G minus T by 2 plus 3G minus T by 3 is equal to 2A1. So 3 2s are 6, 6G minus 3T plus 2 3s are 6G minus 2T by 6 is equal to 2A1. So 6 plus 6 12, 12G minus 5T is equal to 6 2s are 12A1. Now you have got an equation. So solve these two same equations we got in previous method also. Okay, so from here you solve for A1 T, and then once you get A1, you know what is the value of A2, you know what is the value of A3. Solve these equations. Okay, so that's why I have asked you to learn how to solve 2 variable equations and 3 variable equations from basic maths. Okay, I have uploaded it, so you can learn from that part if you do not know the maths. Okay, so doing everything will give you, even in this method, same answer. Okay, so with this example, hope you have understood your constraint relations basic idea. In the next class I will introduce constraint relations, and then from that part we will actually go into deeper details. Okay, constraint relations I will just give briefing in the next lecture, and in detail I will separately upload end of the lecture. Okay, pulley constraints and wedge constraints I will upload separately, But in the next lecture, I will give you brief introduction and I will give a shortcut. Work done by internal forces is equal to 0. That is your shortcut. Based on that, we will do some basic examples. Then separately, I will be doing a different lecture on that. Then you will get very good amount of clarity on constraint relations. Okay. Separately picking questions from different models and more number of pulleys, I will add questions. In that you will get very good clarity. Okay. For now, this is enough. Okay. So with this, we will stop this lecture. Okay. Right. Thank you.